So this is my 1973 BMW 2002. I bought this car at the Tema Hall Classic Car Show. There's like a little section where they do a swap meet, like boot sale.
Yep.
And guys park their cars there with a sign in saying for sale and a price. So what happened is a buddy of ours, Adam Mays, who now lives in Scotland, he sort of got us interested in them a couple of years ago.
A friend of mine, Adam, had one of these cars and he kept breaking down with it, actually, constantly. And
you thought, I want that.
He's pretty good mechanically, but I was kind of always the one that would get stuck in and help him to repair it and fix it. And the more I worked on his car, the more I fell in love with the car. And then actually Graham got his one first. We went to Tema Hall Classic Car Show and there was a guy selling this at the car show.
Arrived at this car show and there was this lovely old man, I forget his name now, who was selling the car and put a for sale sign in the windscreen.
Yeah.
And as he put the for sale sign in the windscreen, because we were all looking, I was like, I'm buying that. I walked up, I was like, cool, so I want to buy it. Like, how are we going to do this?
Can we do the papers?
And classic Graham and Harley.
Didn't even drive it, didn't even start it.
I was like, no, I want to do it now. Like, I'll get you cash and then it's done and then it's mine. He was like, yeah, how does 59,500 sound? And I was like, no, like 50,000, like let's just do it at 50. And he's like, no, like I'll have to think about it. And I was like, okay, let's just do it. Got a 500 Rand discount, which is probably the worst negotiating skills in
Oh, you didn't even bring him down to 55,000?
I was done. I was like, let's just move on and get the car. So yeah, I bought the car like that.
He bought it there and then, drove it home. And then basically we just finished off 2 Minis, and like I said, we always build the same cars together.
Yeah.
So he was like, no dude, you need to get the 2002 now. Like I can't start this one until you get one.
I had one now, he needed one.
Yeah.
And one Saturday morning we were literally drinking tea like we mostly do here. And I was like, dude, what about that guy you told me about, like just down the road in Observatory?
Graham was like, hey, there's that guy in Mowbray that has one that you ran past his house. Let's just go there. So we literally got in the car that day.
And you bullied him.
And we drove there, and Graham was like, no, you're buying this car today.
And I made up my mind that Harley was buying the car. I don't think Harley had made up his mind yet, but I was like, the same way I bought mine, we were going to just bulldoze this guy to selling it.
So we went there and we just basically, like, you know, eventually I already had a relationship with the guy, so he was quite cool about it.
Is he planning on renovating it?
I don't know what his,
He was telling us how he's going to one day restore the Land Rover and then he's going to restore the BMW. And this kid was just sitting on the roof of the Land Rover, like literally laughing at his dad because the car's been parked in the rain for like the last
10 years.
10 years, I guess. And in that moment, in that kid's eyes, I knew we had an opportunity to buy this. Really?
You're completely right.
And I was like, Harley, just do it. Like, kept quiet, and then we got in the car, and I was like, Harley, I'm not going home unless this car comes home with us today. And he's like, but how? And I was like, well, dude, just pay the guy, and then we'll go and rent a trailer, and we'll get it back to the workshop. Like, before he changes his mind, let's buy this thing. We came back to Journeyman, and I think we rustled up some cash from somewhere, I don't know where, and then shot back to his place. We phoned him before, we're like, oh yeah, by the way, we're gonna come and buy it now. And the guy was like, yeah, I'm going for lunch, like it's not a great time now, like let's just do it next week. And I was like, Holly, no, like we're going, tell him we're there, we're 2 minutes away. We've rented a trailer and everything. And yeah, we loaded it on the trailer there, like wham, bam, thank you ma'am, like we're done with this.
Managed to get it off of his hands. I think he's probably quite happy now that he's seen how long this is all taking. I think, you know, like a lot of people, you plan on doing this stuff, but in reality, it takes, it takes a lot of effort. It's very easy to strip a car. It's very easy to get it into lots of pieces. It's extremely difficult to get it back together and rolling again.
I think we just celebrated our 4th year of not even getting the car on its wheels.
So whenever people ask me how long it's going to be, I don't really answer it. It's always difficult because there's 2 reasons. Number one, it's not about like a deadline for myself, and that's why I don't really want to build cars for other people.
Yeah.
It's just about trying to, make it as perfect as I want it. I don't think about the driving. I think if you're starting to restore a car because you want to drive it, then that's a bad idea. You should rather buy a car that's driving.
Get a second one that you can drive.
That's literally what I did. So yes, but seriously, don't start a project car to drive it. Start a project car because you want a project.
Yeah, we thoroughly enjoy the process. I think Harley and I are the same. We enjoy building it more than we do driving. Like actually once it's done, it's like, okay, right, what's next?
I think it's just, there's nothing particularly special about this car or this model. I think I get way more enjoyment building the car and actually, like, you know, just taking anything. Look, I do love this car and I do love BMWs and I do love, you know, you fall more in love with whatever project you're working with. We've done so many funny builds over the years, and no matter if it's like an old 50cc motorbike or a mini pickup or a old radio, the more you get to know something, the more you fall in love with it, and it develops a character and its own sort of personality.
And now it's at the fun point where Holly and I always laugh saying it's the last of the dirty work. There's no more dirty things to do. It's all just nice, clean assembly stuff. But it's not. It is, there's always that part you need to salvage from a scrapyard or from a donor car or from something like that. That is...
From Adam's car.
Maybe. And yeah, so we're in the assembly stages now, and it's a lot of fun. So join us for the journey.